Alright everybody, we are hopping into a 200% level 10 Link showcase here for LR, Gohan, and Goten, and surprisingly actually we're hopping into the showcase and we have them actually on turn 1, and we're going to have a pretty good rotation for them on turn 3, so LR, Gohan, and Goten, let's talk about them for a little bit. I have not changed up their build from what I initially gave them a long time ago, so we've got 25 crit, 12 additional, and 3 dodge. Now, I think that this can be a good build for them if, you know, you're... Like, truthfully, should they be full dodge? Maybe, but they're going to be doing a ton of attacks, so, you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm probably not going to invest the resources to change these guys. These are some pretty powerful equips that I put on them initially, so we'll see how they end up doing here. These are their links, you know, pretty good. We got on level 10 links. They're on a million categories right here. And just the highlight, like, the only thing we really need to talk about here from their kit is they need to do 10 attacks to fully build up, and they get bonuses if a Goku is on rotation. So a Goku is on rotation here. We need to go ahead and grab some key spheres here. We can go ahead and get a full 24 key super attack here immediately. We can grab some key spheres here for them. Doesn't really matter what they do. And then we can grab Bulma's support here. We're going to keep Bulma on the off rotation so that, you know, she can just continuously give support. And they shoot out a 13 million attack stat here. We saw that they were at like 220k defense. They build up 10% defense with each super attack, or well, with each attack that they do from their passive, they build up 10% defense. And then they're also getting 30% on each super attack that they do as well. So these guys can be a little bit complicated to calc. I mean, they're not super hard. It's just a matter of, like, keeping track of things. Because, you know, until they do their 10 attacks, you're still getting passive buildup. So I'd have to kind of show you guys. I mean, it'd be a little bit, like, wonky to show you exactly how they're building up, but just, like, don't worry about it. What I'm going to tell you is they're not going to build up to anything super impressive until really deep in the fight, and the fights that we have in the game right now are just not built around these guys, unfortunately, so that's really all you need to know about their calcs at the moment. Alright, we'll be back on their rotation here in just a moment. Alright, so, just, you know, while we were in the off rotation, I decided to pull up my old calc book. Now, these aren't very good, so just bear with me here real quick, but, these are some old calcs that I did for the GoPros back, you know, before, you know, I did the very nice formatting. You guys can kind of see I was starting to get my formula for how I wanted to do things, you know. We were kind of building this up over the year, this year, but, you know, we get down here to the GoPros, right? And I kind of got something going for them, but there's just, like, you can calc them, you definitely can. Like, it just... The reason I don't like doing units like this, like doing calcs on them, is there are so many variables. It's like, well, on my first turn, I got them to super normal, super normal, or something like that. And it's like, you know, what's their defense? And it's like, there's just too many variables. And it's like, okay, what if you have support? What if you don't? So I think at some point I did a bunch of calcs on these guys, with like a bunch of different scenarios, so maybe those are up on the channel, maybe they're on Twitter, I have no clue, honestly, but it looks like at some point I did calcs for these guys, so I guess just pause and look at these. I don't even know if these are right. I'm just scrolling through them at the moment just to show that at some point I definitely did calcs here. Oh no, not Brother of Raditz. Oh no, this is the Int Carnival Goku, or not Carnival, but this is the Int Goku. That's who this is. This is Oh, but yeah, I did calcs at some point, I think, of the GoBros. So, anyway, back over here. This Goku right here is going to be a good linking partner for them, kinda. He does have All in the Family. That's like their most important link, is All in the Family. That's their only defensive link that they have. So getting that activated is helpful. And then he is also a 30% support type, or support unit. So, what do we want to do here? This is a very interesting opening, or very interesting rotation. I guess let's do this. We can float this guy off. We have, who's coming onto this rotation? The other one? So we could just do this again. We could probably get away with doing this. This is only going to be an 18 key super attack, but, I mean, let's just see how it goes, right? Let's grab these orbs here. Key, I think, still may be an issue for these guys, despite, you know, their easy A, but... we'll see. So they're at 379 right now. They did, what, 3 attacks last turn? So, I mean, the 30% from their super attack effect is like a straight multiplicative buff, but I just, listen, calculating them. We'll calc them once they've done their full 10 attacks. How about that? Once they're done building up, then we'll start doing calcs for them. We'll make that deal, right? Because then it's easy. But yeah, if you are trying to figure out how to calc them yourself, like if you're trying to figure it out on your own, that actually probably just saved the run. By the way, this is a Masu who probably one-shots us right there if they don't dodge that super attack. So that's pretty good. If you're trying to figure out how to calc them, though, the 158% attack and defense at the start of turn is start of turn. And then they get that 10% that they do that builds up to 100%. That is a multiplicative buff right there. So you just multiply, like if you have one attack in, then you would do whatever you have multiplied by 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, etc. Right? And then the 59% attack and defense with a Goku on rotation is start of turn. So if they have a Goku on rotation like they do here, they're at 217% at the start of turn as opposed to 158. And then that's it. And then they just get 30% on their super attack effects. So like in terms of actually calcing them, it's not super complicated. All you would do is take their defensive stat, whatever yours is. Rainbowed, it's 14,019. So we would take that, you multiply by 5. If you're on a 200% leader, you multiply by 5. And then we would it just depends on if you have links active or not. In this case, we do have all in the family, so that would be multiplied by 1.2. I guess I should show you guys what I'm doing. Alright, so let me start over. So 14,019 multiplied by 5 for the leader skill, then multiplied by 1.2 for the links, because the only one that matters is all in the family. If you have it activated, it's 20% if it's at link level 10. So that's where the 1.2 comes from. And then start a turn, they're at 158. But if there's a Goku on rotation, then they're at 217 because they get this other 59% right here. So you multiply by 3.17. So that 266 at the start of turn if a Goku's on rotation and they have all in the family activated. If they don't have all in the family activated, then I believe you divide by 1.2. So yeah, that's what we were at like the start of the video, right? Multiplied by 1.2 again. So yeah, there we go. So that would be, again, this is no support, all in the family activated, Goku on rotation. And then let's say hypothetically you're fully built up, so then you would have 100% boost here. So then you would just multiply by 2. So then they would be at 533k at the start of turn. And then you would just do 30% per super attack effect right here. So then it would just be multiplied by 1.3. And so then you would be at like that level after one super attack. Or after 2 super attacks, you would be here. You guys kind of get the point, right? So then, if you take that out again. Sorry, I'm really tired, by the way. If my explanation doesn't make any sense and if I'm just like grogging along here. That's why I'm just like, I'm extremely tired. I don't know why I'm doing this showcase right now. I guess let's go ahead and float these guys off. We can leave Bulma here in slot 1. I don't think we can get her support, unfortunately. So let's just grab those. Let's grab these. We can heal up just a little bit. And then we can grab these STR key spheres as well. Hopefully we don't die in this showcase. That would be not ideal. Dying would definitely not be ideal in this showcase. Bulma's going to take some damage here, but that's okay. I would like to get that GT Vegeta next to them so that we can, see them with some crazy juice support. We should be able to get them fully built up by the time that GT Vegeta gets there, but we'll see. If they give us, like, 3 or 4 attacks on this next rotation, then we should be good. Which we will have a Goku on rotation still. We'll have support. That'll be a pretty good rotation if we can get that going. But we'll see. The game doesn't always give you what you want. And you can't always get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Alright, well. We got to get through this showcase. I don't even know why I'm showing this. We'll be back in just a second. Alright, here we are. We're back. Decent turn for them right here. So we have a Goku on rotation. We have all in the family activated. We got some decent links. I am just going to pop an item here to heal. We can't use their active skill yet. So their active skill condition, just going to talk about that really quickly. It can be activated when HP is 59% or less when facing one enemy. So we're not actually going to be able to get the active skill in this video, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get it throughout the showcase. But yeah, we're facing 2 enemies here, so we can't get their, we actually can't get their active skill, but that's a little unfortunate. What do we want to do here? Oh, my dog's upset. He wants to leave the room. He can leave in a minute. He'll be fine. I guess let's grab these. Do we want to lose this guy's support, or do we want to do... I guess let's do this. We can grab all of these key spheres for him. He should be able to handle slot 1 just fine. Oh, make sure we're attacking Zamasu here. I mean, he should be fine. Type advantage. As long as Rosé doesn't super him, we'll be fine. If we die, I'll just... I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. I don't want to commit to anything here. So we do have some support on this rotation. Okay, that's good. If he can get his super attack off first, I think he'll survive. This Rosé hits hard, but not like absurdly, ridiculously hard. You know, not like the new red zone fights, right? All right, so let's see what he got here. 18 million attack stat here with most of their links activated. Again, they're still not fully built up, I don't think. I think we're still building up this late into the fight. You guys can let me know if we're... yeah, I think we are. Notice how these normals are still raising their attack. I still don't think we're fully built up here. I think we can get the GT Vegeta support next turn. We'll see. You know, it's going to be pretty... We'll see what happens next turn. But yeah, there we go. We'll be back with another rotation here in just a moment. Assuming we don't die here. Alright, here we go. So this is going to be a very juiced turn for the Gohan and Goten right here. So we can see that they're at 613k defense here to start the turn. That is with Goku's 30% support and Bulma's 37% support is up. And just so that you guys know that I am not completely insane, this is their defense calcs. I worked it out right here. So right here, they're at a 14,000, you know, 019 attack stat, right? Or, I'm sorry, defensive stat. You multiply by 5 for the 200% leader. We do have All in the Family up, which is giving them 20% defense. So we multiply, you know, by 1.2 right there. You guys can't actually see, like, the formulas, but, you know, like, if I double-click, then you can see it, right? Anyway, right here, we got it. You can see the peak of the formula right here. It's a little bit complicated, but essentially right here, we have 158% at the start of turn. We have 59% support, or 59% because we have Goku on rotation. We have 37% support from Bulma, and then we have 30% support from Goku. That's where all of those numbers are coming from. And then we have an extra 1 in there to include the original value of 84,000. That's why there's the extra 1 at the beginning. So that's our start of turn defense, and again, you can see that that perfectly lines up. Or I'm sorry, that's what our start of turn would be if we weren't built up at all. But we are built up, so you can see that this lines up perfectly with what's going on with my defense on the side. 613, 696. I'm off a little bit because of rounding, but we're within 5, so who cares? We only have 90% of our total 100% build up this late into the fight, and this is kind of their issue, right, is that it's taking way too long to get here. And then for every super attack that we do, we're going to get 30% defense, so you can kind of see how it increases here. And I just did 4. I don't actually know how many times they can super on this turn. I think it might be 4, so theoretically, like, this could be their max defense on this turn. But let's go ahead. Let's pop the standby. So let's do that. Let's get some crazy juiced attack support in here. Oh, and then this number down here is just like if they were fully built up, like if this was 100%, this is what they would be at the start of turn if they were fully built up. So here we go. Let's go ahead and grab some healing first of all, because I don't trust this Goku in slot 1. I mean, we're going to get a ton of orbs here, so you know, he'll be looking okay, but I still don't trust him. 511k defense. I mean, it's okay. It's enough. As long as he doesn't get supered by Rosé. Let's grab these orbs right here for Gohan and Goten. I guess let's have them attack... I kind of want to have them attack Rosé, but I'm afraid they might actually just kill him. Well, let's do it just for funsies. And then we'll just do this. Okay, so here we go. We're getting support from this guy, Bulma. We have most of his good links activated here. Golden Warrior just gives key. Unfortunately, we don't have Kamehameha, and just Blazing Battle is a dead link. But other than that, we have his important links activated here. So let's go ahead and see what he does. We can go ahead and flip over to this screen. All right, we should be good here. Goku post super attack here is going to be fine defensively. Let's see what Gohan and Goten do, and then we will move into their breakdown. Hopefully, they give us a crazy, like, barrage of super attacks here just so that they can look impressive for their showcase. So they jump up to a 28 million attack stat here. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, yeah, we might just kill Rosé in one barrage here. Well, maybe not if they're just going to give us a bunch of normals. Okay, there we go. So then an 18 million additional attack. Yeah, that's pretty good, and we just wipe Rosé there. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into their breakdown. Let me know what you guys think about LR, Gohan, and Goten, though, and let's go ahead and move over. Alright, this is Miracle Calling Clash, Super Saiyan Gohan Teen and Super Saiyan Goten Kid. Their leader skill is Siblings Bond category key plus 4 HP attack and defense 170%, or Goku's family category key plus 3 HP attack and defense 170%. Their super attack is the Brotherhood Kamehameha. Greatly raises attack, that's a 50% raise, and raises defense for 1 turn, 30% raise for both of these. Or I'm sorry, 50% attack raise, 30% defense raise for 1 turn on both of these. Their Ultra Super Attack, Brotherhood Kamehameha, greatly raises attack 50% and then raises defense 30%. Exact same effect on both Super Attack effects. That is nice. Before they EZA'd, they just had the attacks, and now they got the defense. I don't see why they couldn't have given them, 50% defense as well, but I'm not a developer, so I don't know, the best option to do. But actually, I do, and it was to give them 50% defense here because it wouldn't be too crazy. After seeing what they dropped for the future red zone, like, come on, guys, we could have done 50% on these. We could have made them stack on their 12 key, honestly, if we're being real here. Their passive skill, the Super Duper Miraculous Technique. They get attack and defense 158% at the start of turn. They launch an additional attack that's a high chance of becoming a super attack. All right, that's a 50% chance to be a super. That's a guaranteed normal, 50% chance to be a super is what that is. Plus an additional key plus 1 per type key sphere obtained, so that does not include rainbow, but that is still a pretty good ability. They always struggle for key, so getting that is pretty good. They get key plus 1 up to 5, and an additional attack and defense plus 10% up to 100% with each attack performed. Luckily, this is just attack and not super attack, so this is written the way that we like it. Unfortunately, they got to do 10 attacks to fully build up, and as you guys saw, it takes several turns to do that. So there's not many fights right now where they can get fully built up, and you really do need this to be like fully built up very quickly. Like, honestly, they should probably just get this like I don't know. Even if they were getting 20% here, that still might be too slow. Like, what if they just got 50%? Like, just 2 attacks and they're fully built up. How about that? You can take however long with the key, but how about we just make this 50%? You do 2 attacks and then they're fully built up. How about that? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think on this. But they're just not quite there. For a Dokkan Fest LR, like they're just not quite there compared to some of the other ones. They get an additional attack and defense, 59%, and launches an additional attack. There's a high chance of becoming a super attack when there's an ally whose name includes Goku attacking in the same turn. So it's just name includes Goku, so that is written the way that we like it. Again, it's just that they need to be, a Goku needs to be in the turn, whether that's a Goku and Vegeta, a Goku and Gohan, just whatever. As long as the name has Goku in it, you're going to be good to go there. Then they get an additional 59% attack when activating the active skill or when key is 24. This is really good. This means that they hit really hard. I mean, we saw there at the end they were pushing like a 60 million attack stat or something, even though like their normals were doing damage at the end there, so that is pretty good. The active skill, we did not get it in this video, but I'm sure we'll get it throughout sometime in the World Tour. They massively raise attack temporarily. Family Kamehameha, by the way, is what it is. They can easily redo this animation, by the way. It's pretty old. It doesn't look very good. I don't think it looked very good on release, personally, but, if you said that back then, there are people who just get mad at you, and it's like... I did not like this unit's animations on release. Like, as soon as I saw their 12 key was just, like, reused from that Goku and Vegeta free-to-play coat Goku and Vegeta, I've never liked this unit's animations. I've always thought that they were pretty subpar. But the active skill condition is it can be activated when HP is 59% or less, facing only one enemy starting from turn 3. So, unfortunately, it has an enemy, a turn, and an HP condition, so it's not great. But it's not too bad. Like, it's only turn 3, which isn't the worst ever. It just means that you can't get it on their first rotation. It's going to be their second rotation, but it could be their first rotation if you get them in slot 7. So that is good because it's from the start of battle, not from their like start of turn. So it's just turn 3. If you can get to turn 3 in the fight, you're under 59% HP. You can use their active skill. It's pretty good for EZAs. Like back in the day, whenever I used to farm the AGL Broly EZA, like the Wrath Broly EZA, used to get their, active skill in there quite a bit, and they were like the MVP for that thing back in the day. So these are their links right here. We kind of went over it, but the only important one is All in the Family. That's the only one that actually matters on this list. They're on a million categories down here, like 12. I mean, that's still quite a few. And then they're on a number of 200% leaders here, and they're pretty decent 200% leaders as well. So it's not like dead teams or anything. Like, all 4 of these guys are somewhat viable as leaders. Even, yeah, I don't really like these 2 as leaders anymore. But, I mean, you can get away with it. Like, in the content that you want to be using these guys in, you can get away with those 2 in there. Like, because you don't want to use this unit against, like, the Metal Cooler Core, for instance. Like, that's just, like, not a good event for them. I mean, you could probably get away with it, but, like, you want to be using guys against, like, these guys are, like, the Broly killer. Like, I don't know. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. These are their linking partners. You can see it's just pretty much other Super Saiyans is what it is. And then they do have a farmable super attack. So let me know what you guys think about LR, Gohan, and Goten. Let me know if I'm being too harsh on them or if I'm not being harsh enough. You know, maybe I should hold them to an even higher standard because they are an easy A, you know, of like the highest rarity in the game, Dokkan Fest LR, which I guess technically now it's Carnival LRs because they're more rare. We have less of them, I guess. But Dokkan Fest LR, you know, like the highest rarity in the game, easy aid, I expect more. I think if they like, I don't know, maybe had some guard, or if they built up damage reduction, or if they just built up way faster, and if they were getting like 50% defense here, they could be a lot better. But right now, this unit, like, I don't even know where you're using them. Like, what team are you using these guys on? Because you look at these teams, right? Like, all of these teams have better options for the most part. So, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.